Oseo.
Oseo.
It's a Cherokee greeting, and wave the great feather for the good of it. Last Sunday, I introduced the Great White Buffalo constellation as the annual summertime visitor. I'm still continuing from that, and we look all the way up there, so I have that buffalo up there showing the constellations of the Pleiades, Orion, Sirius, and Regulus that form the entirety of the White Buffalo constellation. That is on the rise since the summer solstice, and will be up there for, I think, 6 or 7 months henceforth. And coinciding with that, we come all the way down here to this photo here. Introduced this last week. This is featuring the birth of a white calf buffalo with his mother that was born during the month of June, just prior to the summer solstice. The significance of this in Native America is called new continuity. Ohinian Tekecha, it means new continuity, whereas the white buffalo constellation appears every year at this time, and so that is a Yutakecha, meaning a renewed continuity. So that's very, very significant for us. And to go into my main theme here today, you look at the centerpiece. This is a wonderful painting I've had for a few years of the, she's called White Buffalo Woman or White Buffalo Calf Woman there. Featured mainly in the Lakota. And here in this painting, the artist has her coming out of a white buffalo, and in this painting she's holding in her hand a pipe, a canupa, like that. But the pipe that she is holding is actually called Iniancha canupa, meaning the red pipestone pipe. And if you come down here and look at this here, this is the red pipestone pipe that in the painting that she is holding. However, you can go up here to this pipe here. In the story, it says that she is holding this pipe. This pipe is the Pete Hin Chara Kanunpa, meaning this pipe is the white calf bone pipe. And since she is also called the White Buffalo Calf Woman, it would seem that these two go together. This is an intended replica, and strongly reported that the people, the Lakota, have this original pipe, a person who takes care of it in a special bundle. And that is, comparable to their constitution or anything of that importance. Now, going back up here and looking at her again, she is an apparition, and it seems strongly that she had more than one event of appearing. And somehow, to begin with, her first appearance to somebody is that she gave instructions, I would say, for her future appearance, that they had to have a special teepee. I don't remember if they had to actually make a whole new teepee, because that's quite an ordeal like that. But anyway, they had to start out with a fresh one in some way, and inside they had to make an earth altar. And then at the right time, I guess, she appeared. She appeared to the people there in the teepee, and in that she gave forth, instructions for the pipe, instructions for living their life that all would amount to what we call the Good Red Road that the White Buffalo constellation serves forever as the archway of the Good Red Road for us all there. So that's the main thing that happened there. And when she finished this event, then the people said that she retreated, as that she left the teepee, as she left out into the prairie. She swirled around and appeared as a calf, appeared as a white calf, and that she disappeared that way. So that's the gist of the story. And here when you look at me, I'm going to do the chant for that. Yachime, Yachima, she comes. Yachima, she comes. Over the mountain, she comes. Across the prairie, she comes. Hey, hey, I hear her coming. Hey, hey, I see her now. From a grassy hill, she comes. Her feather, the sky. Her moccasins, the earth. White calf buffalo woman. Hey, hey, buffalo woman. Yachime, buffalo woman. Bearing the white calf, she comes. Bearing the sacred pipe, she comes. Yachima, she goes. Yachima, she goes over the mountains. She goes. Across the prairie, she goes. I weep, for she is gone. Yachime, Chima, she has gone. White calf buffalo woman, she has come, and she has gone. But there is some wind. So that's pretty much the standard version, but there's another one that coincides with that. And you come here and you look at this doll I have here. And here she is, different than the one who is carrying a sacred pipe. She's carrying a rock, a stone. Now in Lakota, what they call like the first creator or the oldest creator is called Inyan. And Inyan is figured as a rock. So in here, she's coming and she's bringing that rock. And in that, that she is called Inyan Wan Yuhai. She came with a stone in her hands. That is straight from the chant. Yuha Mani means to continue. Since we were speaking of the new continuity, in this one, she is saying to sustain the tradition. I have carried it for you. So that's very significant for this apparition of her. And I have the buffalo down here. Did I show the turtle flag? Not yet. So all of that is involved with this apparition of a deity, a goddess, anything that we could say that in the normal sense. And that is a way to say here in the native country here that it is all feminine. The name America was planted here by Europeans. And those same folk also, what's more, were afflicted. They were in the grip of an affliction that from which they have never cured themselves. Monomania. That's still very, very much present with us. Here in Native America, we have the name for this country is Turtle Island. And the way that came about, if you can look all the way up there, the Sky Woman Sky Woman looked down from her place way up in the sky and looked down at where the earth is and saw the earth was covered with water. And so that caused her to decide to dive from the sky to this watery earth. And as she was descending, the great mother sea turtle came up to the surface there to meet her descent. And as Sky Woman came down and she landed on the carapace, the back of the great mother sea turtle, and that is how we got the name of Turtle Island. And while we're there, you just go to the picture right below that. I've replicated this. This is a painting on a rock in northern Arizona by Navajo. And it is, the name is Yatelixi Asta, meaning Sky Woman. And Sky Woman is the mother of Coyote. So that we have that there. So we can have the idea of how America came about and what we mean by Turtle Island. Turtle Island is the pluralistic autonomous country of First Nations pervaded by Thunderbird. So that's a way for me to bring in that all of the senses I can show you here for Turtle Island is in the feminine principle, in the mother, in Navajo Shima, and in the nourishing. So for that, I have this figure here. It seems to be made of, raffia, corn husk, grass, and holding a basket of seeds. So with this figure, I'm saying that all of Native America is her. It's called infra-specific. In the infra-specific, everything of our country, Turtle Island, is her, and the many appearances of her in that. Right above it here is a medicine woman. This is Winyan Wakan. Winyan Wakan would be a medicine woman, a holy woman here to speak of all of this here. And you come over here to this side. This is a Navajo we call sand painting. It's actually made by Rose Eldridge. Now, on the back, it's really neat that she's written a note that this is her devotional piece for the Earth Woman here, who is, she says, fertilized by the sun, and that she bears the seeds of all that is born on this earth. So that is a very particular actual sand painting by Rose Eldridge. Now, I want to pick up a little bit more here. This is a painting of Blue Buffalo Woman. And this will give you an idea of the whole, what we call Native American spirituality here. Wakanyan, Thunderbird, Eagle passed by, the sky passed by, behind it the spirits passed by, like flowers the spirits trailed behind the sea. From where the spirits came, the placenta spewed forth. Spirits were born here. From the placenta, spirits were flowing like clouds. With the clouds, the sacred place appeared, and the buffalo appeared in it. Then the buffalo became cloud. Here, the spirits saw it and knew it. It was the face and horns of the buffalo. He had changed into cloud, and it was raining. Green grows the bed of grasses, so they appeared together, called Yuwini Wichanga, Lady Sweetgrass. Here the spirits brought the face and horns of buffalo, and now the sweetgrass was born, and from it burst a yellow tassel. The spirits came near, listening the yellow tassel. They became 3 yellow rays, and pronounced with song, "Ah-hey, hey, hey!" The sweetgrass will be the buffalo's cradle. And now, blue buffalo calf maiden appears. Ho-hey-ah, ho-hey-ah! In the east, in the south, in the west, in the north, and in the heart of Turtle Island, blue buffalo are appearing. Oh. So that's why we have all the sweetgrass here. There's just a braided sweetgrass, and some up here, like that. So I want to bring other notes of the female here in this country. Here, you look at this piece here. This is from the Hopi, and this is actually replicating a kachina, what we call kachina, and this is crow mother. That's pretty much how you would say it in English. Well, now I have to tell you, these people, who Americans call Hopi, are Egyptians, that they have come from the eastern Nile Delta. And the Nome, I actually did know the name, the Nome district overlooks the turquoise mines of the Sinai Peninsula, where the Egyptians got their turquoise from. And this rendition of Crow Mother is actually meant to represent the helmet of Athena, which in Egypt is Neith. So this is Athena's helmet, who is named Crow Mother. Also, everybody's heard of DNA, but there's another one, and that's called the chromosome count. And in the chromosome count is included what they call the black factor. The black factor is given 2 locations. One is in southern India, South India, and the other is the Nile. And it's been tested that the Hopis are bearing the black factor, which is to go to assure us that their ancestors indeed have come from the Nile of Egypt. And here I have it here because it still is in the feminine. And over here, I presented this before. This is an actual artifact that I found in the ancient ruins in Arizona. We were in Arizona 50, 60 years ago. There was not much people around like there is now, like that. So, I did a lot of exploring. And here she is, she has 4 breasts like this. And that she, I can always say, she is of the square rose. The square rose is this Maltese cross. And so she is like the squared circle here. I presented that previously. I don't know if I did this. Down here, there's the flag. This is a Cherokee flag for Turtle Island. On the front of our home here, we have a 5-foot tall stoneware totem pole made by Claudia, who's behind the camera here. And one of the animals in that totem pole has 2 fists out. In one fist, the animal is holding the flag of the United States, and in the other hand, the animal is holding this flag for Turtle Island here. And then we just move up here. This is a photo again by Vivian Olds up there in Nevada. She's done a lot of buffalo photos, and this is another white buffalo that's in the vicinity of Cedarville. There is, I think, a couple of small herds of buffalo around Cedarville in Northern California. So we definitely want to have that here. Now bringing in one other thing here, come way over here. There are places, there are sites, as well as there are images concerning the female principal one way or the other. And so in this one, this is a few miles east of Jacumba before the land drops down into Ocotillo. And there is this very huge, I don't know, really tall item that like the name Yoni stone, the anthropologists have applied Yoni. This is a Yoni stone here. It would seem in the Kauai, this would be in the realm of where the Kauai had previously lived. This would be, Chu'u Kawish, that would mean basically Yoni stone, and I've called it the portal here. And there are milling sites all around it. It's very large, and this is a big rock alongside of it that looks like coyotes guarding it here. And down here, what I have here, this is on a few miles now west of this. This is just outside of the hamlet of Jacumba here. And I've made this to replicate. It's a very large stone that looks like a trilobite. It is white, like crystalline, and it is mounted on a mound there. It's very large, and the Korean name for this is Nawili. Nawili means white body, but what it means in it, it is also the name for a young woman, and it is also the name for a body louse, and it is also the name of her, like we're trying to say, the Earth Mother. So I have here this to replicate that as an indication of what is feminine in our country. Then can you, in your camera, see this painting up here? This again, this is evidently, I'm saying why it's evidently a Navajo painting. There are many Navajo paintings and engravings in northern Arizona, mostly here. And what really caught my attention of this here, you can see that, and this is actually called Sapatankawin. Black is her body. And I'm not sure what dictated, the shape of this painting. Maybe a coloration in the rock itself. This is a large grayish rock. And here, this is the Navajo way of always portraying the Pleiades as Dilyehi, meaning the pointer. Why it's pointed down? Anybody's guess, like that. But what's most interesting is up here, this painting here of Coyote. And here you see the crescent moon and the full moon. These are duplicated here on this mask of the impersonator of this, who the English calls Black God, but in Navajo it's actually Hastadashini, meaning Sir Black here. And this is also portrays this constellation on the top of this mask here. And the length of the moon is meaning this is the month. But what I find really particularly interesting right up here, this is an actual hole in the rock. And the engraver of this made this circle as the cycle of the year, and this hole is for the time between the end of October and the winter solstice, because that is the time that this is present, her black body. And this will always be Venus, or the morning star, or it's called the star of peace here. And this over here is actually a fire stick, like a stick you stick in the fire, Honish, like that. That is also personified and so forth. But it's mainly to point out here again in what appears to be anything of the female. And I have one more. We can go all the way over to the far side there. This is my painting for the Navajo changing woman, Atana'ilie. So this would be my devotional painting of her, formed in the sense, because you see she has crystals for legs and feet, as light. So, and then I have, you know, a mountain soil bundle above her and a crystal, and I've framed it, you know, with yellow banners, meaning the earth. So all of that is what comes around to it. So I have one more thing here to finish with. Everybody knows needs. We all have social needs of all kinds. You can think of them, you know. Then there are meta needs. You know, right now we're seeing in the United States there's a need for justice. So that's a meta need. There's a need for beauty. There's a need for love here. So what I'm closing with is with that. What we need is a great, powerful, tremulous falling back in love with our old, ancient, primordial beloved, which is Elohim, the earth herself. Aho.
Aho.